What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to go ahead and show you the Devourer Demon Hunter rotation for PvE. So in order for this to work, what we definitely need to make sure that we have within our talents is going to be Soul Glutton. And then we're going to also need rank 3 of our Apex talents. Because that way, as soon as we get into Metamorph, we'll be able to go ahead and use Collapsing Star. And then Glutton is going to help us get to Metamorphosis faster. So pretty much I have meta right now, so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pop it and I'll just let it run out, so that way I can show you guys from scratch exactly what it's gonna do, or like how we do this. And I'll just collect these orbs up, because usually what will happen is it'll stop at 25, but this is a good scenario to be in. I'll just wait for everything to fall off. I'll reset the damage meter, and then we'll go from there. So we'll go ahead and reset this. So pretty much what you want to do is when you're pulling packs and everything, you want to just go ahead and consume all the way up until you can get Void Ray, even if that means you got to throw a Reap in there. And you always want to keep Reap on cooldown as well. And then Void Ray will go ahead and reset the cooldown of Reap. So right here, I'm at 35. I'm going to meta, and then I'm going to Collapsing Star first. I'm not picking up any orbs yet. Then I'm going to Reap. Then I'm going to Void Ray. I'm going to Reap again. That gives me my second Collapsing Star. And then as we're on our way for our third Collapsing Star, what we need to pay attention to is our resource bar, as well as moving around to collect the orbs on the ground to make sure we don't lose the possibility of getting the third one, because it's very easy to drop it. And then there's our third Collapsing Star. And then you go ahead and Void Ray, Reap, and you just continue going. You're going to lose your Metamorphosis there, but that's okay, because you could just consume and get your way back up there. And what you want to do is you just want to make sure you're keeping Void Ray and Reap on cooldown as much as possible. So why don't we use Reap or the enhanced version of Reap when we are so close to being meta? And the reason for that is because when you Reap, you pick up some of the orbs on the ground. And then when you Void Ray, the enhanced Void Ray, you pick up pretty much all of the ones on the ground. And you don't want to do that. You want to be able to use a lot of those orbs after your first Collapsing Star to be able to collect them to move on to your second Collapsing Star. So that way you're basically min-maxing your resources to the best of your ability, because this class is resource heavy, especially when it comes to those orbs. And see, I only got 2 off that time because I didn't have as many orbs on the ground going into the third one. And that's just, you know, bad resource management. So if you're not getting 3 Reaps off, or sorry, 3 Collapsing Stars off, then it's probably because of the fact that you're doing mechanics, which obviously mechanics over damage. I know that's hard for some DPS to understand, but you want to make sure you're doing the mechanics over doing damage. And then also it could be the fact that you're using your Metamorphosis too late in the pack, or you're using it in between packs, which could pay off if you're in a group with communication or a group that understands how Devourer DH works. But if you're just a pickup group that there's no real understanding of the class and there's no real understanding of communication, then there could be a lot of times where you're not doing as much damage as you should be, because you're dropping your resources way too quickly and you're not in Metamorphosis. So with that being said, that's basically the entire guide as a whole. It was supposed to be just a really quick guide anyway, just to get people familiar with it. I hope this helps you guys out. If it does, go ahead, like, subscribe, and share the video. Also put in the comments if you want me to do more videos like this, because I'm really trying to figure out exactly what you guys like and what you don't like. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll see you guys in the next one.